What made you stop caring about your job? My job was like a safe haven for Karens. You see, I worked at Chelsea Piers in NYC, which meant kids' birthday parties made up our entire customer base. Almost 90% of them were full-blown Karens. Lululemon sets, designer bags, never left a tip. So one day when I saw 15 kids come in, I was already rolling my eyes. One of the moms came up to me and I assumed it was to complain about how the menu prices had gone up, as if I had any control over that. Instead, she smiled at me in a way that I knew she was different. She told me to put the party under her credit card. This was weird because it wasn't even her child's party, but I listened anyway. None of the moms, not even the mother of the child whose birthday it was, thanked her. But the whole time the woman was smiling, as if it really was her pleasure. She ended up tipping 40% and even got all the moms to leave us a good review on Google Maps. And I never saw her again, until 2 months later, that is. She did the same thing again, except this time she came early and even helped to set up all the balloons and decorations, tipped 50%. But this time, the moms started berating her. Not outright, but in the passive-aggressive way that only moms know how to do. I heard as they said things like, "It must be nice to have all that money to throw around," or, "If you really wanted to help, you could have gotten the private section instead of regular seating." Everything in me wanted to grab her shoulders and tell her that she deserved to be appreciated. Unfortunately, this goes against the employee code of conduct. So instead, I just glared at any mom who even dared to open their mouths. A month later, she came back. But before I could say anything, she slammed a huge black duffel bag down on the counter. Inside was a folder of every child's allergies, food preferences, and their preferred seat at the table. I just stared at her, wondering what the F she did in life to get to this point. But this time, she didn't leave a tip. Heck, she didn't even pay, because her credit card declined. I saw tears welling up in her eyes, and I gently led her over to the staff room. I don't know what I was expecting, but she completely broke down and told me everything. How everyone always expected her to run the school fundraiser committee while being the top donor. She was even the emergency contact for half the class because she's always available. Turns out she didn't even have more money than the other moms. She just didn't want anyone else to feel as pressured as her. And now that her husband had lost his job, she couldn't afford to play the role anymore. My heart broke. She kept apologizing for crying, but I told her she had nothing to be sorry for. Suddenly, she pulled out this envelope from her purse that said mortgage on it and started counting out 20s. I stopped her right there and said I'd cover it this time. When we walked back out, the other moms were all huddled together whispering. Jessica, the queen bee of the group with her perfectly blown out hair, looked right at Sarah and said, "We were just discussing how the party standards have been slipping lately." She said it with this fake smile while looking Sarah up and down. The credit card declined again the next month. This time it was in front of everyone. Jessica stepped forward with her platinum card and made a big show of it. "Sarah, maybe you should focus on getting your finances in order before committing to things you can't afford. It's embarrassing for all of us." Sarah excused herself to the bathroom. When she came back, her eyes were puffy and red. The moms completely ignored her and demanded that she cleaned up her makeup so she doesn't look so miserable. When Sarah actually started to take out her pocket mirror and mascara, something in me snapped. My manager was off duty that day, so I knew I could say whatever I wanted. I walked over to the table and tapped one of the kids' plastic cups until everyone paid attention. "Jessica, I've been watching these parties for a year now. How much have you spent altogether?" There was silence. Her mouth was wide open, completely stunned that I knew her name. "Well, let me tell you, probably around $20 on gas." My tone was bright and cheery. I continued. "Sarah has spent over $7,000 on your bratty children's parties, and I just wanted to let you know that every time you guys leave, me and the entire staff all bitch about you, especially you." I then pointed right at Jessica. "You look like an off-brand Barbie doll. Maybe if you spent half as much money on your child than you do on your cosmetic procedures, your husband might actually love you." The other moms started shifting uncomfortably. The kids had all stopped playing and were staring wide-eyed at the drama. Jessica grabbed her purse child and walked out. I was over the moon, but little did I know, Jessica wouldn't let me get away so easily. And it wasn't long before she taught me exactly what secrets rich people are hiding. Full story on channel, link below.